In this tutorial, we are going to cover how you can send recurring surveys in Intercom in-app messages. Unfortunately, Intercom does not have a recurring option with their automated messages. For example, you will not be able to display the same message to the same customer over a specific period of time. So they will have to kind of match multiple messages in order to view them. So we have a workaround for that. And let's say you have this scenario: you want to send recurring surveys every about 90 days to the same customer. So first things first, you will have to create an Intercom campaign. So you'll be able to do that from the outbound category campaigns, and you'll have just to start with creating a new one. Of course, give your campaign a title so that it's easier for you to understand what this specific campaign does. Next, you will have to decide who will match your campaign. So that's basically your target audience. Maybe these are customers that have an active subscription, or maybe these are customers that have used your product for a long time. So in our example right here, our target rule is users that have the tag survey. So just for the purpose of this example. And of course, they will match this campaign eventually. And there are a couple of rules when a user will exit your campaign. And there isn't much that you can do about them. Let me show you. So these two, they are kind of default. For instance, a person will exit your campaign after they have received all of the messages in this campaign, or if no message has been sent to them for 90 days or less. Since 90 days is the maximum number of days allowed for you to pick, then this basically means that you will be able to send recurring surveys that have no more than 90 days of an interval between each survey or each message. Of course, you can also apply some other rules on top. For instance, if a person has opted out, you can definitely match that as a rule here as well. Okay, so now that you have specified the audience that will match your campaign and when they exit your campaign, the next step is to actually decide how many surveys would you like to send them on a recurring basis, of course. So 4 messages with an interval of 90 days, that will basically cover you for the whole year. So you can think of this as a recurring campaign that will send 4 surveys per year every 90 days. So for that, you'll have to create a new automated message for each survey that will be sent out to 1 or more customers. And I have an example right here. As you can see, there are 4 surveys. And the matching rules for each survey is quite different for each customer. So let's take the first one. Okay, when you create a survey message, you'll have to adjust a little bit the message. You'll have to embed the recently survey template into the message, and after that, you'll have to specify the audience. So the audience by default will include people that match your campaign. So as mentioned, this can be customers that have an active subscription or that have been using your product for a long time, or whatever is the other criteria that you specify. And after that, that's basically it for this example. So this means that anyone who will match your campaign, they will receive this first survey in this campaign. And this is what we intend to do. Now let's go back to the second message, and this is important. So after they have received this first survey, we would like to send them another one in an X number of days. Of course, again, we'll have to embed the recently survey template into the message. You can change the wording a little bit in the message. Maybe try to kind of make it different from the first one and see which survey template performs best. Or of course, you can stick to the same template, the same wording in all of your survey messages. But the audience part is the one that is really important right here. And as we can see, we have basically 3 rules. The first one is the user or users, they should match our campaign, which is a recurring survey campaign 2020. Then we'll have to also specify that this user has received the previous message. In our case, that was the first survey. And we'll keep doing that for each message. And then we have this recently last survey event that is passed from recently to your Intercom workspace. So how it works is that basically when a customer receives a survey, then this event will be fired back to Intercom and will have the date of that last survey. This gives you the possibility to make sure that people will not receive any other survey within a specific interval of days. So in this case, the last survey occurred more than 89 days ago. I specifically said 89 days because of this limitation in the Intercom campaign. I'll show that to you again. So this one, since 90 days is the maximum number of days that you can configure, we wouldn't want to set more than 90 days in the actual messages, because this will make the user to exit the campaign, because there's going to be more than 90 days left in between the messages. But if a customer doesn't receive any new messages within 90 days, they will simply exit this campaign and they will never receive the other service in the chain. So because of that, you'll have to make sure that the last survey occurred property is a little bit less than 90 days. And then we'll have the third message. Again, people have to be part of this campaign. And for the third message, you'll have to make sure that they have received the second one. Otherwise, they will not receive the third message. They will not qualify for it. And again, we'll have this rule: return to last survey, last occurred more than 89 days ago. And we'll do the same for the fourth one. And that's pretty much it. Once you have configured everything, you'll have to simply set your campaign live, and existing customers or new ones, they will be added to this campaign. They will receive the first survey, and after that, after about 90 days, this campaign will check your audience again, and it will send a second survey to people that have already received the first one, and about 89 days have passed since the last time that they have actually received a survey. But let's assume that, so this is a survey for the whole year, and after that, what you can do, maybe the next year, maybe you want to create another campaign so that you won't have to manually adjust everything again. The easiest thing to do is to simply click on the More menu and choose to duplicate your campaign. So it will create another campaign and you'll be able to adjust it a little bit if needed. And once you activate that one, people will start matching that campaign, and they will continue receiving surveys for that campaign as well. So this is how you can simply copy the settings and create another campaign and continue sending recurring surveys on a regular basis.